Hello for the 24th Sunday in Ordinary Time, using only the Gospel, Luke 15, 1 to 33. And I'm dedicating this homily to my cousin David, my father Stanley, and my Sister Nancy, Sister Nance, to explain the Gospel. Anywho, it goes like this. My cousin David, he's very famous in our parish parties and situations of celebration, funerals or weddings or whatever. After many beers or a few beers, we would all, you had to, come on, David, sing Dock of the Bay. The Dock of the Bay, that Otis Redding song way back in 1967, that I think he only sang it twice before he died. And it became so famous and went to the top of the charts. The only person who posthumously became top of the charts with a song. But at any rate, David could really sing this song well. And we loved it when he would sing, because he was a little bit sheepish, but a little, maybe the beer helped him get up there. And it was great. But one of the things that David always said about this Hehman family was, look, there's no sinners in the Hehman family. We're good people. There's no sinners in the Hehman family. Well, if you look at the Good Shepherd in 99 and Jesus always being interested in the one stray, and I think that one stray refers to all of us. Sorry, David, but there are sinners in the Hehman family, including number one, Uncle Larry here. We're sinners, we're weak, and we're loved by Jesus Christ. And he'll go after us like that one lost sheep. Okay, that's good. We're a good family, but we're still sinners. And then in the gospel, again, the second part, the longer part, the prodigal son story. Luke. And as many people say, this story is probably more the prodigal father story. And so Jesus, I think, refers this parable to the Heavenly Father. He's like the prodigal father. He loved both those sons. He loved the wild one, and he loved the one who stayed with him all the time and worked. The goody two-shoes, or some people call it. It's a terrific story. But it reminded me of not only just God the Father, that Jesus, I think, is primarily talking about, but my father, Stanley, who had 3 sons and 2 daughters. Well, I'm going to talk about one son or 2 sons, like in the story. In our family, I think Paul was the best. He was always there. He didn't get into trouble. Dick was not always the best. And probably Larry was the worst. Of all the people who had the problem with the police in the neighborhood, it was Larry. They were at our front door, often. Once I was accused of stealing spinners with hubcaps, these fancy hubcaps for those new cars. And once I was accused of lighting a fire in front of a neighbor's porch on Halloween night, or the night before Halloween night we called Cabbage Night, where we went out and soaped windows, we made fires, we blew beans at the windows, and at all the people we didn't like. Another time they said I started a fire in the woods behind our house, and the police were at the front door asking about this little son of yours. Well, my dad loved me, and he loved Paul, and he loved Dick, and he loved Sue, and he loved Sister Nancy. And here's the second part of that. He loved and accepted both of those kids. And so did my dad, all 5 of his children. But when I went into the seminary, I would come home. I was gone for, 9 months of the year. And my father would say, Larry, what would you like for supper? Well, I would probably told him, a hamburger and beans or something, whatever, steak. What would you like for supper? And he was so happy that I was becoming a priest that he and missed me, believe it or not, when I was gone. Larry, what would you like for supper? And we would have it. And I, being the worst of the sons, I think, he's doing this to the prodigal son. Well, something my sister said, Sister Nance, not then, when we were young, in high school, college, she looked at my dad one day. She probably doesn't even remember this, but maybe she was in a bad mood or whatever. And I sort of thought that she was sort of like the oldest son, not the youngest child. She looked at my dad and she says, Hey, you ask Larry what he wants for supper when he's not here all the time, and I'm here all the time. You've never asked me what do I want for supper. I've always remembered that. I have always felt sorry for her saying that. It was just an adolescent statement, probably. But it's true. Look at that oldest son. You set a prayer party for my brother, my young brother, when he came back, when he blew it all. I've been here helping you, working on the farm. I've been doing everything. And you never asked me. You never killed the fatted calf for me. And the father says, Look, I love you. You have been, and you have everything that I have here. You got the farm. But this wild one, he was lost. And he's come back. We found him again. How can we not rejoice over him coming back? I love both of you. Well, that prodigal father reminds me of my father, Stanley, who loved Paul, Dick, and Larry, who loved Sue and Nance, and I think he gave me a real foundation how good God is, loving everyone. Like his son said, like the lost one sheep, like the lost one son, like the one goody shoes oldest son. I think these are really great readings. And this story is one of the greatest short stories in the Bible. I love it. How about you? Have a good day.